Celesta? Okay. Very hearty welcome to everyone and all. Honorable Vice Chancellor, I would like to thank to our Honorable Vice Chancellor of Annamalai University, Professor V. Murugesan, and President of this meeting, Professor N. Krishnamogan, Registrar of Annamalai University, and Vice Presidents of this meeting, Professor M. Srinivasan, Dean, Director and Member of the Syndicate of Annamalai University, and everyone and all very warm welcome to behalf of the organizing committee and on behalf of. Today I am going to talk diversity of marine fishes. My dear friends, you know very well about that marine biodiversity in current status, but my topic is diversity of marine fin fishes. So let them see one by one, and before that I will give some content. Based on that I am going to talk with you. Introduction and origin of fishes and classification of fishes, then species distribution and oceanic divisions and habitat and profile of Indian marine fisheries and loss of the finfish diversity due to marine pollution and finfish adaptations and why is biodiversity is important. So first I am going to start introduction. The term of biodiversity was introduced by an American biologist, Edward Wilson, and biodiversity refers to the variety of life forms and habitat found in a defined area. It represents the totality of genus, species and ecosystem of a given region. Origin of fish. The evolution of fish began about 530 million years ago during the Cambrian explosion. It was during this time that the early chordates developed the skull and the vertebral column, leading to the first craniates and vertebrates. My dear friends, the first fish lineage is belong to the Agnatha and jawless fishes, you know pretty well, and most of the jawless fish are now extinct, but the extant lampreys may approximate a ancient free jawed fish. The Devonian period is age of fishes, saw the development of early shark, armed placoderms and various lobe-finned fishes including the tetrapod transitional species. Next, the classification of fish. You know pretty well, based on the structure and function, they classify in three groups of fishes, namely jawless fishes, other name known as Agnatha, cartilage fishes, other name known as chondrichthyes, and bony fishes, that is orthicthyes. You know what is the general few key characters of jawless fishes, and very good example for hagfish and lamprey. It is a circular mouth that cannot close. You can see the diagram. It is a circular mouth that cannot close, sharp teeth and strong, and raspy tongue, tears, hole in prey and suck out blood and body fluids. It is a eel-shaped bodies. They have skeleton made of cartilaginous, and it is no paired fins. They have gills, no operculum. You can see this. These are the key character about the jawless fishes. You know already you did, but anyhow today class is diversity of fin fishes. That's why I am going to take some few character of jawless fishes. Okay, good. In hagfish burrow in mud and scavenge on dead and dying fish have tentacles around the mouth. Then lampreys, usually parasitic mode of life, and a great sense of smell to find prey, and covered with a poisonous slim. You look at this picture. And next, class Chondrichthyes, the other name known as cartilage fishes, very good example for shark, rays and skates. The shark characters, the ventral mouth with 6 to 20 rows of sharp, replaceable teeth and protective colorations, dark top and lighter bottom. It is short, straight intestine with a spiral wall to slow food movement. It has 5 to 7 pairs of gills for gas exchanges. You know very well about this gas exchanges. Gills is the main role for, it's a respiratory organ. It is a basic characters. Okay, you know that. It is kidneys removes the waste organs, remove the wastes organ. The kidney is having two roles, not only for removing the wastes. It is also one of the immune organs. I will tell you next class later what is the function of other two in kidney. It is remove the wastes and also it is maintaining water balance also. An electroreceptor on head help find the prey and navigate the lateral lines. And separate sexes and external specialization. And race and skate characteristics, you see the diagram, it is a broad wing-like pectoral fin, usually glide through the water. It is a flattened bodies with a ventral mouth. They have both eyes on top of the head. It is having counter shadings. You see this, it's counter shading fish. It's a feed on small fish and invertebrates. The stingrays with a poison spine by tip of the tail. It's one of the adaptive character of this species. The electric ray gives off strong, the electric shock. The manta rays is the largest. This is the character. Next you are going to see the class 3 bony fishes. It is a very well developed skeleton system. It is made up of bones. Hinged jaws, they have hinged jaws. It is having paired fins. You will get that it's a gills for gases exchange. It is having lateral line, very good sense organ. It is going to be useful for the movement to the water in this left and right directions. And body covered with scales and a mucus coating. It is including lobe finned fishes and ray finned fishes and lung fishes. And ray finned fishes, it's a fan-like fish supported by rays, includes salmon, perch, catfish, tuna and etc. etc. It is have movable fins. You know the dorsal fins located at the top keep fish upright and used for defense functions. In caudal fins move side to side to help the steer. And pectoral fins pad on each side behind the opercular cavity. The pelvic fins is pad, you see this diagram, and ventral surface near the head and the anal pins behind anus. Okay. Symbladder, you know very well about this. It's a walled sac in abdomen that creates buoyance from diffusion of dissolved gas from blood. It's a kidney is a filtering group. It's help maintaining water temperature. It is a ectothermic. Its body temperature is regulated by the environment. Is another important point. You know pretty well. Scan the sense of smell, nostrils, and have chemical receptor over the body. Is a very well developed character in the case of the bony fishes. Can detect the earth magnetic field as a guide to navigate the ocean. Have a separate sexes, male and female are separated. It is external fertilization. Eggs hatch into fry. And the teleas are the most advanced and modern fishes. Nearly 30,000 species covering about 96% of all extant fish species. And next we are going to see the species distribution. In World Harbor totally about 24,680 species and 4,258 genera and 482 families. My dear friends, in case of marine, only the 58% of marine fishes and 41% are freshwater and 1% is migrant. This is the distribution of the finfish. In India, 2,500 fish species, it is 930 is a freshwater and 1,570 is a marine water. In other words, the Indian harbors 11.5% of the fish fauna so far known in the world. You know that at the statistics on October 2015, 33,230 species are available in group taxa. 59 species have 95 subspecies is there. You just imagine how many fishes is available in the world. In reported countries, 1,84,552 reports in countries for 293 countries. Reports in countries for the 293 countries. And 1,35,276 reports in ecosystem for 434 ecosystem and plus 505 in progress. So these are the data. You are going to see the data in the October 2015. Next, ocean division, you know, the classify the diversity of the species, especially for the fin fishes. The 200 meters, that is epipelagic zone, and the mesopelagic 200 meter to 1000 meter is called a mesopelagic zone. You know very well, you see the picture. And bathypelagic zone is about 1000 to 400 meter depth, and aphysopelagic zone 2000 to 4000 meter, it is aphotic, and hydropelagic below 6000 meter, whether it is a touch or not. And for some example for pelagic species, you know pretty well, oil sardinal, the Indian oil sardinal is a single species, and lesser sardinal 15 species are available in India, and Pacific region 12 species in Indian waters. And aquavus and white bass, these are a very good example for major pelagic species. And mackerel is one of the important Indian mackerels for Kanangutta. It's a very tastable and very costliest one, mackerel. And tuna, it's mainly dominated in 5 coastal in India and 3 oceanic species. In sea fishes also is the king seals, the spotted seal also is available. In ribbon fishes also for having 5 or 3 species. And major Mesozoic species for Carangides and Bombay ducks and other fishes. And demersal species, silverberry 21 species are available in case of 2016, and goat fishes 16 species are available, fishes 200 families and grouper 17 species are available, and snapper 14 species are available, and emperons 19 species, and threatening fin breams 6 species. In flatfishes 25 species are available, and elasmobranch 110 species are available. These are the demersal species. And deep sea fishes, here is very good example for Abestobrotula and Galathiae is a depth of 8,372 meters. That means 24,467 feet. You see, look at this fish. It's a deep fish. It's a world deepest living fish. And next, in 2,400 meters deep fish, very good example is a living fish. Thermicthysis and Halice is about 2,400 meter depth. It is available. Some lifespan of some fin fishes diversity, and only the 59 days is lived, shortest lived fishes, only 59 days, very good example for and Gaimi goby. And it's the longest lived fish, very good example for rockfish, rough-eyed rockfish. About 205 is reported for the roughly-eyed rockfish. In North Pacific region, it is found is 25 to 900 meters and exhibit negligible census. And next, it is longest lived commercial fish with a maximum reported age is 149 years. The very good example for orange rugby. Look at this. This is the orange rugby fish. And next, a koi fish. My dear friends, it is a very interesting one. There are the story about the Japanese koi goldfish and passed from generation to generation for 300 years. Just you can imagine this fish is passed from generation to generation for 300 years. The maximum and reliable reported age for a goldfish in 41 years. And next, Atlantic tarpon, one of the longest living sports fish. It is available in Antarctic tarpon. It is Atlantic. So his name is tarpon, which is reported age of 55 years. And next, world shark. The world shark is the largest fish in the world. It is a slow-moving filter-feeding shark with a maximum published length of 20 meters. Just imagine 20 meter means 66 feet and a maximum weight of 34 tons. While the whale shark can live up to 70 years. Can you imagine? It's 70 years. The whale shark is a vulnerable fish. And next, a profile of some Indian marine fisheries. India has about 8,180 kilometers of coastal line and nearly 2 million square kilometer of exclusive economic zone and half million square kilometer of continental shelf. From these marine resources in India has an estimated fisheries potential of 4.4 million tons. And next we are going to see what are the factors affecting finfish diversity. My dear friends, this is a very big portion, but I give some little bit points, just you can take it from me. In September 2016, at the IUCN Congress in Hanoi, they conducted 460 pages of book publications offer a comprehensive up to date look at the effect of ocean warming. You see, this is very dangerous and ocean warming from the perspective of major ecosystem and species groups. So look at this. There is a scale of changes to come and also look at this probable economic consequences ocean warming possesses as well as a associated risk to human health and well-being. So it's very, very sensitive one. This impact of rising ocean temperature and other stresses such as ocean acidification, already I told him, the decreases in pH of the ocean, it is very, 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 very critical. This nowadays you are going to do it is a separate topic. I am going to finish within a short manner. And deoxygenation also is one of the factors, and reduction in the amount of oxygen dissolved in the ocean and the marine environment and the human life and their potential consequences for the society. So my dear friends, so this is the very few points I share with you. Maybe you are concentrate where are you are going on by through the climate changes every day the organism, the especially not only for in marine fin fishes, in humans also is suffering from nowadays is COVID virus, and the marine fishes like that is climate changes, they are due to ocean acidification, they also suffer. You can think it in next level, you can save the diversity. And next, altering marine biodiversity lost by closing the plastic tap. This is another important thing. One of my best friend, Dr. Santhanam, is from Bharatdasan University, Tiruchirappalli. He gave talk for last years for attending our program, international program. It's wonderful talk. It's really amazing. So I share with the help of our Santhanam sir. It's estimated. I can't imagine that. The estimated 1 million seaboats and 100,000 marine mammals, fishes die from plastic pollutions. In celebration of World Wildlife Day, and IUCN has produced this photo story to raise awareness about the fundamental importance of taking tackling plastic pollutions in order to protect our marine species and effectively strive towards a sustainable development. My dear friends, please keep it in your mind. And finfish adaptation. Next, diversity. What is the some common adaptation? I am going to finish within 2 or 3 slides. The adaptation I will take for color adaptation. In skin, coloration can have many functions. For in the example of a shark, we are going to see the fish coloration can also be useful in catching prey. Many shark exhibit coloration known as counter shading. The shark that have a counter shading are dark on the dorsal side. You see this diagram, upper side, and light on the ventral side, that is lower side. You see the diagram, okay? Dorsal side and ventral side. This is a counter shading, color counter shading. You can catching the phrase. And next, light organs. Next adaptation. Some marine fish have the ability to produce light through the bioluminescence. The most light producing fish live in mid-waters or bottom dwelling deep sea species. In fish, bioluminescence occurs in 2 different ways. Through symbiotic bacteria and living on the fish, or through self-luminescent cells called photophores. These 2 ways the bioluminescence will occur with the help of the symbiotic bacteria and with the help of the photophore cells. You will see the next slide photo. Look at the beautiful of the photophores in the diversity of the finfish. The deep sea water bioluminescence, this is organism. You see, look at this beautiful photophores. Next, venom is another adaptation. Many fishes may use venom as a form of defense. Most venoms fish deliver the toxin through the use of a spine. The venous spines are found in a wide variety of fish, including stingrays and chimeras and scorpion fishes and catfishes and toadfishes and rabbit fishes. So these are the some adaptation, maybe the use for the venom for different purpose. You look at the fish. And next adaptation is electric organs. And some species, skates and rays, also have electric producing organs. The electric rays have paired electric organs located on either side of the head behind the eyes. With these organs, electric rays are able to shock and stunt the prey. The skate electric organs are located near the tails. However, these electric organs only produce weak electric field, not capable for stunning prey. The researchers believe that the skate electric organs are used for communication and mating locomotion. Mating location. Please understand, researcher. The skate electric organs are used for communications and mate locations. Okay. So these are the structure. And next, how to conservation of finfish diversity. Lot of conservation is there. You can protect the animals in good manner. Temperature you are going to affect, and you can going to protect. And light also is going to affect. You are going to protect. So many ways is there. Conservation and protection of whole aquatic ecosystem and protection of its diversity at all levels. The production of finfish when they are endangered are threatened and needs urgent measures to save from extinctions. Why this biodiversity? My dear friends, what is the necessary? Today, what day? It's the International Biodiversity Day. But what is the importance of biodiversity? My dear friends, everything that lives in an ecosystem, you should remember. Everything that lives in an ecosystem is a part of the web of life, including humans. Because each species of vegetation and each creature has a place on the earth and play a vital role in the circle of life. Not only for the finfishes, not only for the mammals, in plants and animals and insect species interact and defend interact and depends upon one another. It's a food chain, food web. It depends upon one another for what each offers, such as food, shelter, oxy, and soil enrichment. My dear friends, so this is a necessity. You are going to have food. When you get food, it's a rich biodiversity, then only you have rich food. And shelter. When you have shelter, maybe the biodiversity is safe, you have good shelter. And oxygen, proper oxygen, plant and some animal, you are going to give naturally produce the oxygen plant, so many plant. And soil enrichment. Without soil, there is no any living organism. Look at this, friend. So these are the important things. Biodiversity is a very much important role for all the living organism, and especially diversity of finfishes. My dear friends, I am going to close my lesson, and next I am talking about our center. Only 2 minutes. Our center is one of the best institute in the world. I would say it is one of the best institute in the world, CS in marine biology. Our center, the brainchild of the eminent scientist, late Professor R.V. Sechaya, was established as Parangipetai during 1957 as a field laboratory for the Department of Zoology. Now it is called CAC in Marine Biology Department. It's a world best institute. You are going to see our center. Maybe if you free time, please go and see. Go visit our center. We have all the facilities for a good laboratory, good museum, and good auditorium, and all activities. Kayaking also we are having, and multi-turf also we are having, and all the instrument bioactive compound also is research is going on, and ornamental fish culture is going on, finfish culture also is going on, and vaccine development research work also is going on. One of my best friend is creating a national facility center. I am also getting some research award through our center. For recently I got a UGC research award and a DST research scientist because of our center. Please, my dear friends, if you free time, please come and visit our center. We have 6 and 7 courses, including Bachelor of Fishery Science also we are going to successfully running. Please come and visit. Now, thank you one and all for listening our presentation. Once again, I very much thank to authorities of Annamalai University for especially our Dean and Director, Professor Srinivasan sir. He is helping me, he is guiding me a lot for in the live session for webinar. And not least, I never forget my guide, Dr. Gurumani, Department of Zoology in Pachapas College. Sir, very thankful, sir. So you are guiding me, still you are guiding me, sir, for your blessing. And next person, I would thank to S.T. Balasubramaniam, sir. Rightly is Vice Chancellor of Chettinad University. Sir, with your blessing, sir. So you are have a wonderful such person. Your support and guidance still we are running, sir. Thank you once again. Thank you very much for listening me. My dear friends, feel free. If you have any question, please come forward. Please ask. If time is there, I think 2 or 5 minutes, please one by one, please ask your queries. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all. Thank you.